Ahmadiyya community should be declared a non-Muslim minority in Pakistan. Hundreds of Ahmadi houses were burned, many were martyred, and these were very difficult times for the Ahmadis in Pakistan. Hadhrat Mirza Nasir Sahib, who later became Khalifatul Massih III, was the principal of TI College Lahore. I was also a student in those days in Lahore, and I witnessed all those things with my own eyes. In May 1953, the government decided to arrest some of the top Ahmadis. Hadhrat Mirza Nasir Sahib was at his residence in Lahore when around 4 o'clock in the morning, an army officer knocked at his door, and Hadhrat Sahib came out of his residence, and the officer said to him that I have warrants of arrest for you. So Hadhrat Mirza Nasir Sahib told him to wait for a few minutes so that he can finish his Fajr prayer, and then he will go with him. And then with a smile on his face, he said, I was waiting for you because I knew that you are coming, which means that God had already informed him that he was going to be arrested that morning. So they took him to Lahore jail. A case was lodged against him in which he was given the sentence of 5 years imprisonment.
In November 1954, he was appointed president of Majlis Ansarullah. During his tenure as president, he infused a new life into the organization. In May 1955, he served as the president of the Sadr Anjuman Ahmadiyya, which office, though honorary, involved the discharge of heavy responsibilities at the center of the organizational pattern of the movement. He carried out the arduous responsibilities of the president diligently, remaining in this position until his election as the Khalifa 10 years later. Hadhrat Khalifatul Massih II passed away at 2 a.m. on the 8th of November 1965. The members of the community converged in large numbers upon Rabwa.
The election of the third caliph took place, and that happened on 8th of November 1965, and the venue was Masjid-e-Mubarak in Rabwa, and the time was 7:30 in the evening after the Isha prayer. The meeting was presided by Hadhrat Mirza Aziz Ahmad Sahib, who was at that time the Nazir-e-Ala of Sadr Anjuman Ahmadiyya, Pakistan. He presided over the session, and in that meeting, according to these rules and regulations, the election took place. So following these rules and regulations, when the proceeding of the meeting conducted in Masjid Mubarak, through this meeting, Alhamdulillah, that the name of Hadhrat Sahibzada Mirza Nasir Ahmad Sahib was presented, and all members of the Electoral College, they unanimously agreed on that one, and he was in that way elected as the third successor of the promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam. Naturally, those people who were extremely grieved at the passing away of Hadhrat Massih-e-maud raziyallahu ta'ala anhu, by the grace of Allah, once again the life came back to those people, and they were quite happy and satisfied and full of gratitude that once again the whole Ahmadiyya Muslim community was again united at the hand of Khalifatul Massih.
The college met in a deeply prayerful mood, and Sahibzada Mirza Nasir Ahmad Sahib, eldest son of the departed Khalifatul Massih, was elected Khalifatul Massih III by an overwhelming majority of the Electoral College. All the members of the Electoral College entered afresh into covenant of allegiance on his blessed hand. He made a brief address, and then all those who were outside of the Masjid Mubarak, numbering well over 5,000, took the oath of allegiance. As soon as the choice of the Electoral College became known, it was universally felt as if comfort and consolation were descending upon every heart from heaven. On the 9th of November at 4:30 p.m. at the Bahishti Maqbara, Rabwa, the funeral led by the newly elected Khalifa was a deeply moving experience for everyone.
Hazrat Mirza Nasir Ahmad Sahib rahimahullah ta'ala, was serving the Jamaat as the principal of Talimul Islam College, Rabwa, before he was elected as Khalifatul Massih. When he was elected as Khalifatul Massih, he was 56 years old at that time. The most poignant tragedy of his revered father's death was faced by him when he was elected as Khalifatul Massih III. His father, Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad, Khalifatul Massih II, Al-Massih-e-maud, radiyallahu anhu, had passed away. But he proved to be a wonderful source of comfort, satisfaction and consolation to all the members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat all over the world, not only for that time, but also through the series of crises the Jamaat-e-Ahmadiyya faced in the future at different times during his Khilafat.
The blessed period of his Khilafat lasted for 17 years. From the beginning of his Khilafat, he showed proof of great zeal and drive in the pursuit of the objectives of the movement.
On 17th of December 1965, Huzur Rahimahullah Ta'ala's first year of his Khilafat initiated the very first project of his Khilafat, where he proposed that a network of food banks be created whereby no member of the community should ever go hungry. He also exhorted the members of the community to refrain from all kinds of un-Islamic rituals. The initiative was very successful.
One of the most important projects, which was also initiated during the early days of his Khilafat, was the setting up of the Fazl-e-maud Foundation in memory of Hadhrat Khalifatul Massih II on the 21st of December 1965.
Before his birth, Hadhrat Massih-e-maud made a prophecy, which is a very famous prophecy of Massih-e-maud, in which he said that God will give him a son who will lead the nations and who will be a great man, and he will be a nation builder. So we believe that Hadhrat Mirza Mahmud Ahmad Sahib, Khalifatul Massih II, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, was the Massih-e-maud. When he died, it was decided that a foundation should be set up which should carry on with the work that Hadhrat Khalifatul Massih did in his own lifetime. The first project was to write a biography of the life of Hadhrat Khalifatul Massih II, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. The first part of it was done by Hadhrat Mirza Sahib, rahmatullah alayh, which has already been published. There are various other projects which are being done by the Fazl-e-Maud Foundation these days, and it has done a lot of work. There are scholarships that are being given by Fazl-e-Maud Foundation for students to go abroad and study. So it's a vast scheme, and by the grace of God, they are doing a very, very good job.
A new building was constructed for the Khilafat Library in Rabwa, which was one of the projects envisioned by the foundation.
So in 1970, the foundation stone of the Khilafat Library was laid by Hazrat Khalifatul Massih III at Rabwa. In 1971, the inauguration ceremony took place. I was present during this ceremony, and it has more than 100,000 books now. I think this is the largest library in the outskirts of that particular area.
Among various other projects carried out under the auspices of this foundation were construction of a guest house in Rabwa, publication of the book Anti-ahmadiyyat, which contains all the sermons of Hazrat Khalifatul